Hello and welcome to Navia Benefit Solutions, and thank you for trusting us with the administration of your employee health savings accounts. We want to ensure that your experience is as easy and seamless as possible, so Navia provides the flexibility to manage HSA eligibility and contribution reporting either via file feed or through the employer portals. Navia can also accept HSA enrollment files to facilitate opening HSA bank accounts on behalf of your employees. Keep in mind that an HSA is a personal bank account, so if additional identification is required, the bank will reach out to the employee directly to gather the required information and open that account. If you are not currently sending EDI files to Navia, then all employee updates, such as new hires, demographic information updates, terminations, and contribution reporting, will be managed through a combination of the Navia Employer Portal and our HSA Banking Portal. I do want to call out that if you are in the works of establishing an EDI file, then once that file goes into production, you should not need to manage eligibility manually through the employer portal, but keep in mind that you will always have the availability to do so. So if you have a file that is reporting HSA enrollment data, but you would like to get somebody in the system right away or apply a termination date right away, you can manually make that update on the employer portal. However, the established file feed would also report that information over as well. Please keep in mind that while you are in file testing, if you are in the works of establishing an EDI file feed, any manual updates, things like eligibility dates, contributions, things like that, will need to be made manually on the employer portal here until your file feed is live. So please keep that in mind if you are establishing a file feed. If you are not establishing a file feed, again, all employee updates and contribution reporting will be managed through the employer portal and our HSA banking portal. Let's start by walking through how to make employee updates on the employer portal here that we have on the screen. So we'll walk through things like adding a new eligible employee and add a termination date. It is important to note that in order to be eligible to enroll in the HSA, an employee must be covered by their employer-sponsored high-deductible health plan. To add a new hire to our system, you'll begin by logging into the employer portal here as shown on the screen. Then from the home page, you're going to select Plan Management over in the left-hand menu. Then you will select Participants. On the participant screen, you'll see everybody that is currently in the system. This is everybody for any benefits that you administer through Navia. To add a new hire, we're going to go up to the right-hand corner and click Add Participant. On this screen, you will be first asked to add the person's personal information. So I'm going to add a demo company here. We'll add a mailing address. So you will see for the address, there are two fields, so mailing address and physical address. Keep in mind that for an HSA, because it is an employee-owned bank account, the individual does have to go through identity verification as part of the U.S. Patriot Act, just like any other bank account that an individual would have. And the bank account opening does require a physical address. So if an individual has a P.O. box as a mailing address, you'll want to make sure that you're also entering a physical address in this section too, so they don't have any issues with the ID check that the bank will do. All right, we'll add a mailing address in here. oops, we will add our birth date in. We'll just say 1980. You can enter phone number, email, and SSN. The phone number is not a required field, but it's helpful if you include that. Email address is required to establish a bank account for an individual, so you do want to make sure to include that email address here. Add our SSN. And then under employment profile here, you'll see that there is an HSA eligible checkbox. So what you're going to do to establish them with an HSA or start that process is check this box here. So that will start the process on our side. If you are a group, again, there are two different options that we have for HSA. The first one being employees establishing their accounts themselves on our portal. So that's used if you do not have a separate enrollment system for an individual to use. We have our platform that employees can utilize to establish their HSA. Or the second option is if employees are establishing their HSA in a Ben admin system elsewhere, you can report over HSA enrollments to for individuals. In that scenario, we open accounts on behalf of employees. So based on which method you are using, that will determine what next steps are after you check this HSA eligible box. If employees are establishing their accounts themselves on the Navia portal, the employee will receive an email from Navia containing important instructions for establishing that HSA online through our participant portal. As part of the enrollment process, the employees will establish their bank accounts and indicate the contribution amount that they would like to have deducted from their paycheck through payroll. And then if you are doing the HSA enrollment option, meaning that employees are making elections elsewhere and you are reporting that to Navia and we are opening accounts on behalf of people, checking this HSA eligible box will open the account for the individual. We will take the information that you are inputting here in personal information. We will send that to the bank to establish and open an account for them. So keep that in mind. If you have questions about which option you guys are using as a client, please reach out to your implementation specialist or our employer services team. We can help you. All right. Under the employment section, we do have employee ID here, which is required. Date of employment, we'll just say November. And if you have departments, you'll be asked for this information. It's not required if you do not offer departments. All right, let's see here. Looks like I'm missing a piece of information. Let's see, we have our name, our mailing address, our last name. Oh, it does not like that I have a number in my last name, so I'm going to remove that there. I apologize. So I'm going to do Shelby test. Now you'll see that the next button down below is not grayed out, so we can move forward to the next section, which is benefits. If you offer additional benefits outside of your HSA, you're able to enroll them in those benefits here through this page, but know that the HSA eligible box on the prior page, that's what really drives your HSA enrollment. So this benefit page is for anything outside of the HSA. So we're going to hit next. And you do have the ability to enter direct deposit information here for an individual. However, the employee can establish direct deposit information themselves through the HSA banking portal once their account is opened. So I will submit this record. And I get a successful message up here at the top of the screen. So participant information saved successfully. So that account is now in our system. So upon completion of the enrollment process, either Navia establishing the account on behalf of the employee or the employee going in and establishing the account themselves, the employee will receive an email confirmation from the bank. It is a welcome kit that gets emailed. That welcome kit will provide the employee with an overview of how the HSA works, how to use their funds, and information regarding the online tools and resources. At the time the account is open for an individual, a Navia debit card is also mailed to their home address, and they can expect to receive that card within 10 business days of their enrollment being processed. Now that we've learned how to enter a new hire and add them as HSA eligible, let's walk through how to complete a termination for an existing employee. So we'll first need to look up the employee's account. So on this participant screen that we're on right now, you can see all of the employees that are listed within our employer here. This is a demo company, so these are all test accounts that are added, but you'll see all of your employees listed down here. So you can click on their name, which will take you to their employee profile. If you don't want to scroll, you can enter their name in here and locate their account. Clicking on their name will pull up their employee profile here. So you can see again the demographic information that was added. And then up here at the top, we have benefits and we have eligibility. You'll see here, there is terminate all benefits.